Welcome, men and gentlemen. On Men 2.0, we're still in Goa City, and you are the captains of cool.
And today we're taking you to central Goa, to the heart of a city with a golden heart. We'll take you to where it beats, show you what makes it busy and what makes it ritzy.
So let's take a spin around this awesome city in central Goa.
In tonight's episode, you get a peek into the very classy, the very elegant, and the very techie Vivanta Panjim.
Hairpin turns at lightning speed and near-death grip on the wheel as we scream our lungs out and experience rally driving.
We tell you about Feni, Goa's alcoholic spirited drink of choice, and a drink that can lend itself to billionaire cocktails.
The new Beetle, a fine blend of modern attributes and nostalgia.
And last but not the least, the largest entertainment vessel in the country, Casino Royale.
When in Goa, the sun, the sand, the beaches are all very well, but please, please don't miss out on its most charming capital city, Panjim.
One of the most visually striking areas in Goa, where the local and colonial aesthetics are expressed in the most amazing way.
A bit of Brazil and Mexico thrown in, peppered with a lot of Ibiza. This place has its own individualistic style.
A vacation within a vacation, or a vacation despite business. Panjim is a town of shades. The pastel shades of the buildings, romantic shades of the Mediterranean, excitable shades of Latin America, and noisy shades of India. And what makes it a city after every man's heart is that it's a city steeped in history. Every building, church, road, street tablet here invites a man to explore and discover the layers of cultures and epochs hidden underneath its surface. And even though, like all other capitals, Panjim has money on its mind, it still manages to maintain a sedate and endearing pace about itself. A perfect city for a guy who doesn't like the rat race.
Well, if you're here on a business trip but still want a lot of pleasure thrown in, the Taj Vivanta Panjim is the place to be in.
Perfect for the global traveler, it's the echelon for contemporary modern hospitality.
It calms and relaxes, surprises and invigorates you all in the same breath. It's a great property to be on.
A smart stroll from all that is seeable and doable in this capital city of Goa, Vivanta Panjim is an address to covet.
A land hotel in a sea city, Vivanta represents its theme through the murals of turtles on its walls. With plenty of workspace, this hotel is well equipped to service any business need of the global traveler.
Interesting. Well, what makes living in this hotel really special is that all the rooms are really high-tech.
That's right, the rooms are loaded with all the gadgets and gizmos that make life convenient.
And as we all know, men absolutely adore technology. Well, very simple, men actually prefer technology to women. The reason why I say that is because A, technology always works with you, and secondly, technology keeps changing.
I think you need to work on your sense of humor, Keith.
Ouch! Well, I really like this place. It is special.
Getting back to these gorgeous rooms, each room is equipped with an IP phone, so you can check the weather, the forecast, places to eat, places to visit, everything at a touch. There is a dock for all your gadgets almost everywhere in the room. And not just that, all rooms keep you connected with Wi-Fi. And not to miss, the surround sound home theater, which just goes on to prove that these guys know exactly what men can't do without. A unique pillow menu in the rooms with a choice of 5 different pillows on offer, and posture-oriented mattresses. There's plenty of ways to relax after those tiring meetings and boardrooms here.
But what I'd say this hotel scores best on is its strategic location, right in the heart of the city. You're never away from work or pleasure.
For most people, Goa is about smooth sands, a gentle breeze, exotic houses and glitzy ships. But on Men 2.0, we do things a little bit differently.
And today in Goa, we're going to take you to a side that's raw and rugged. fast and furious without any brakes, no holds barred.
It's time to throw some dirt, splash some water, step on the accelerator, and take life head on.
Get it, boys! Woo! All right, guys, I want you to meet Molt Satoskar. He is our champion rally driver, and he represents Team GOA. Welcome to the show, buddy. This is Men 2.0. We do all the things that men love, and rally driving being one of them.
So what are some of the vehicles used for rally driving? Are they customized, or how does it work?
Yeah, they are customized. Like we do, engines are powered and special suspension is used in the vehicle.
So in other words, what you're saying is you up the performance of the engine, you also up the performance of suspension,
Yeah,
so
if
it's important.
the vehicle cost is about like 8 lakhs, then the modification will cost you around 30 lakhs to 25 lakhs more.
What happened here?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you're saying the product when you start off is 8 lakhs and when you pump it up, you're investing another 30 lakhs to make. So it's not a cheap sport.
Yeah.
Are there many professional hazards involved in rally driving? Is it...
All the terrains are natural. Nothing is modified on the track, nothing. It's just like, and we don't, and we don't do any recce for this rally. Like,
Get in there.
just get get the tulip 10 minutes before you start, and then navigator reads the tulip and you drive.
Okay.
Whatever comes in between, you have to face.
So basically, if your navigator gives you a rose, that means it's your last song.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any safety measures? Tell me about that.
We have special seat belts, special seats. When you put the seat belt, you are tied to the seat. The driver can only touch the gear and the steering, nowhere else.
So you're actually strapped in as in tied into the seat.
And when you have to get down, your navigator has to release you.
Well, that was great. Thank you very much for giving us that insight. But you know what? We can't wrap this up right now. We want to get into your car and get a first-hand feel of what it feels like being inside a rally car, being driven around, all the bones rattling.
Okay, we ready to go for a ride?
Yeah, sure.
I'm in safe hands, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Well, safer hands than me.
Okay, let's do it.
Buckle up, strap in, because I'll tell you what, ain't no roller coaster that can do this. Check it out. Let's go.
Think you know what fast feels like? Think again, buddy. Get ready for your palms to sweat out and your hair to stand on end as you take hairpin turns at lightning speed and fly through the air with unbelievable horsepower at your feet.
From climbing 90-degree slopes 1 second to taking 90-degree plunges, this is a roller coaster and there are no seatbelts. Rain, water, sand, stone, whatever comes in between, the motto is to drive over it.
And while there are rules on the road, in rally driving, especially if you're doing it in the natural extreme terrain like mountains, the rules are set by nature. And it is up to the rallyer's discretion whether to go by nature or to go by his own gut instinct.
Imagine seeing and experiencing near-death grip on the wheel, going totally sideways and pushing the boundaries to the max, and do the kind of numbers on the tacho that you wouldn't dare try on the streets of your city.
What a rush, man. I promise you, even after you get out of the car, your body feels like it's rattling all over like this.
That was absolutely surreal. My heart's still pumping. Total adrenaline rush. You guys have to try this. I think we need a break. You guys take one too. We'll be right back.
We tell you about Fenny, Goa's alcoholic spirited drink of choice and a drink that can lend itself to billionaire cocktails. The largest entertainment vessel in the country, Casino Royale.
Do you know what, Shibani? It is every man's penchant to travel to a place and look for that one thing that makes the place unique. To understand it, to learn it, and then to sample it.
And since we're in Goa, it's got to be Fenny. It's an exotic traditional liquor of two types, cashew Fenny and coconut Fenny, and has a very strong shelf life.
And like everything unique and special, it takes time and effort to make Fenny.
It's a simple process, but can be quite elaborate, and gentlemen, we're going to find out why.
Yes, we are!
Fenny is synonymous with Goa just as much as Scotch is with Scotland, tequila with Mexico, or champagne with France. The cognoscenti will testify that a well-aged Fenny can be as smooth as any aged single malt.
It was the Portuguese who brought the cashew plant, called the cajueiro in Portuguese, from Brazil. And because of Goa's warm and humid climate, the cajueiro adapted beautifully to its new environs.
Now it's time to meet a gentleman who's in charge of Feni in Goa, so to speak. He knows everything about the brew and makes it happen. He is the president of the Goa Cashew Feni Distillers and Bottlers Association. Mr. McLaws, welcome to the show. This is Men 2.0 and we're talking about your special brew.
First of all, welcome to the land of Feni and harmony.
Oh, thank you. We've been very welcome here.
So tell us, for those of us who don't know, what is Feni and what makes it unique?
Feni has been the essence of Goa, just as I mentioned, Konkani and harmony.
Right.
In Goa, you have Feni of two kinds. One is the cashew Feni and one is the coconut Feni.
Right.
The cashew Feni is made out of the juice of the cashew fruit, and the coconut Feni is made out of the juice of the coconut toddy. It's a distilled product. Though in terms of popularity, people know of Feni, the cashew Feni more than the coconut Feni. The uniqueness of Feni is it's only made in the state of Goa. The Portuguese brought the cashew tree to Goa to check in soil erosion, but we ingenious Goans made alcoholic beverage out of it, and today it has got global aspirations. Another unique part about Feni is it's the only alcoholic beverage in India which has got GI certification and which has been acknowledged in the wines and spirits markets of the world.
Okay. So it can only be produced in the state of Goa, is that what you're saying?
It's just like cognac or champagne or scotch.
Yeah. You can call it by another name if you produce it elsewhere, but it cannot be called Feni.
Yes, you can make an alcoholic beverage out of the cashew fruit, but you can't call it Feni.
So tell us a little bit about you and how you got into this particular business.
This has been our family business. My father has been the man with the vision to think that Feni could stand shoulder to shoulder with the big spirits of the world. At a time when everyone looked at Feni as a country liquor, as in the perceived value of the word country liquor in India. Thankfully now, Feni is going global in a small niche way, of course, but we are on our way, and I see, if not in my generation, in my son's or my grandson's generation, Feni to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Scotch whiskies and the champagnes of the world.
What does Feni lend itself to? Is it purely as a drink like Scotch, or is it used by mixologists more than it is?
Okay, very interesting. Ethnic Goans prefer their Feni neat, or else with lemonade, or else with soda. But first timers of Feni find the aroma
a little sharp.
A little sharp. A good measure to check up good Feni is you pour it in a glass and you see the froth. The froth needs to kind of settle down very, very slowly. Again, we do not endorse it. A lot of people perceive that Feni has got aphrodisiacal effects.
Interesting.
Okay,
I think it's basically the high. When you're high, everything works.
Yeah, and I guess it's also because the cashew fruit, it's very unique. You have the cashew fruit, and you have the nut sticking out. It's a very man thing. That's the reason why maybe it has this.
Hold on, are you just saying that the cashew fruit's a phallic symbol?
No, I won't go to that extent. But technically, it's a botanical freak, isn't it?
Mr. McLaws, thank you so much for your time. And now I think less talk, more drinking is going to help. So can we try some of it?
Let's go.
Now that we know how it's made, it's time to know how it's had.
Because we're at Solba, and this is the place where the who's who come to get their fix of that awesome brew.
It's here that these extraordinary cocktails are made using this versatile brew, and it's not just the cocktails that are extraordinary, it's how they're had.
And we're also going to meet an extraordinary gentleman. And the person who's going to help us sort all our questions on Feni and how to use it is Sean. Hello, Sean.
Hey, Keith. How are you doing?
Very well indeed. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Well, Sean is one of the leading bar consultants in India, and he has represented India at international mixologist competitions. He's also won several awards in this country, and he's going to show us how to fix a nice Feni. What do we mix it with?
We're going to do a very simple, very tasty Feni-based cocktail. You can feel that, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's very simple. Just follow me. You can pick up the glass.
Okay.
Okay.
Glass up there.
Okay. What we do is we take about 3 lime wedges.
Okay.
What you do is just squeeze them and drop them there. So
Can
3
I
of
do
them. We put in a couple of mint leaves in there.
Okay.
We just drop in a little bit of sugar syrup. Just lightly muddle this up so we get all the fresh ingredients really mixed up and well. Fill the glass with ice. We put in about 20 ml of bullet curacao in there.
Okay.
And the alcohol with just 30 ml.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's very fresh and tropical. I like it.
Seriously, all this has left me wanting even more.
Keith, is a man ever full?
No, but we always require that little extra bit. So I'm thinking right now I want, give me a break.
Okay, if you need it, you guys take a quick break. We'll be right back. The new Beetle, a fine blend of modern attributes and nostalgia.
And last but not the least, the largest entertainment vessel in the country, Casino Royale.
Its charm is timeless, its design is matchless, and its performance absolutely flawless. Every man has been bitten at some point of time in his life by the bug. And no, I'm not talking about the ones that crawl on the forest floor. We're talking about the ones that are found out there in the concrete jungle.
A car that's not just owned, it's possessed, because this car knows how to turn heads. This car is not just a car, it's a
Beetle!
There is probably no man out there who doesn't go weak in his knees seeing one of these babies. It is one of those machines that isn't parked in your garage, it is parked in your heart. And it has a permanent space there.
Very few people know that the idea for the Beetle came from Adolf Hitler, who is reputed to have said, you have to look to nature to find out what streamlining is. Hence, the name.
Today, this cute little bug is a tried and tested babe magnet.
There's nothing on the road quite like it, and it will always look distinctive because no automaker will ever copy its body shape.
The new 2010 Volkswagen Beetle comes with a 2-litre engine. So, what kind of performance do we expect from the car? Well, it's actually a fairly simple, easy-going car. So, it's built for city traffic, it gives you about 116 bhp with about 250 Nm of torque. So, it's a simple drive, doesn't really complicate things, and it does have a sports mode, but it's more for effect. I don't think it does too much, but comfortable drive nonetheless.
Retro interior styling, lots of headroom and a usable rear seat. This is a great car to commute in, easy to get in and out of traffic. The reason why it makes for a perfect choice of ride on these quaint, lovely, narrow lanes of Goa.
Needless to say that it is a reliable and comfortable ride, with tight handling and steering and brakes of German precision.
Well, the McPherson struts are pretty simple, but here's the deal. They come with 15-inch shots, which means that if you're driving over potholes and bumps, this car is fairly easy. It doesn't really give you rattling when you get out of it.
But honestly, the Beetle is really not about the bells and whistles. It's an icon that's etched in our hearts and minds.
And having driven one into the sunset in this lovely, soulful city is enough to make our day here superlatively memorable.
But there's lots of anticipation for the night yet, because after sunset, the city's beauty queens, its gorgeous ships, start to do their own number on the quiet river. Truly a sight to behold, and undoubtedly a spirit of revelry that invites immersion.
All right, the night's still young, and the place we're headed to next is the largest entertainment vessel in the country.
This is true, and I am feeling extremely lucky tonight.
Because in Goa, luck is anchored right in the middle of the river. I'm talking about Casino Royale on the River Mandavi. That's where we're headed to next.
Casino Royale, India's largest casino vessel, is the hallmark of sophistication and grandeur.
The vessel is a passenger vessel with an overall length of 70 meters and a width of 14 meters.
Floating on the tranquil Mandovi River in Goa, it is the preferred destination for the urbane and the elegant.
It is also India's largest live gaming casino, having a vast variety of gaming tables and slot machines. With world-class services, entertainment and facilities, Casino Royale is truly the Vegas of the East.
Built to entertain guests with refined taste, every single inch of Casino Royale is designed keeping in mind the aesthetic sensibilities of its guests. which is why the bet is always at Casino Royale. With 5 operational decks and over 12,000 square feet of gaming area, having 50 gaming tables and 30 slot machines, life is one large bet here.
So what is it about gambling that excites men?
I'll tell you what it is. Knowing the fact that you can either win or lose, and that too in an instant. Women like to lay it all on the line and then shut our eyes and hope for the best. And when Lady Luck finally shines, the thrill is so exciting.
Thrill junkies, you men, you. One way or the other, you have to have it all.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's go in and try it.
The Casino Royale offers a different perspective for those guests who want to relax in a calm environment, or for couples where one may enjoy gaming but the other does not. Truly a no-holds-barred indulgence.
Since all the thrill and tension of the gaming area will surely get you hungry, there is a well-appointed restaurant that's sure to fire your appetite and please your taste buds.
A cute little bar at the end of the ship is worth a look and worth a few merry sundowners.
While the party's on all week, if you're there on a weekend, the treat really turns up the heat because every Friday, Saturday and Sunday, Russian dancers perform here to add fuel to the fire and to add more bang to the blast.
It is said that luck never gives, it only lends. And there is no better place to try that out other than at Casino Royale.
Yes, because whatever you may lose in there, the only thing you will never lose is hope. And that's just what keeps us going, isn't it?
So that's it for another episode of Men 2.0.
Hope you got your weekly dose of temptations, weaknesses and thrills.
And until next week, keep the party going.
Because we surely bring it to you only on Men 2.0 on AXN. Men 2.0 gives you a chance to win the Samsung Galaxy Tab by answering 13 simple questions. One question every week. Today's question is, which operating system does the Samsung Galaxy Tab work on? Option A, Windows. Option B, Symbian. Option C, Android. SMS AXN, A or B or C to 52525 and get in the race to win a brand new Samsung Galaxy Tab.